Hey there, my name is Brent Wolf and this is my channel. Welcome if you haven't been here before and welcome back if you have. I want to create a series on this channel where at the beginning of each month I make a video that highlights the top albums being released each week of that month. So definitely expect more of these videos at the beginning of May, June, July, and so on. Primarily, albums get released on Fridays, so the way that I list these albums isn't in any particular order based on my favorites, but rather based on the date of their releases. Before we get started with that, make sure to subscribe to this channel for more content, and like this video and comment down below. What albums are you looking forward to this month, or even this year? Kicking off the first week of releases, we have Kylie Minogue releasing Golden on April 6th. Golden is actually Kylie Minogue's 14th studio album, and the first release since her Christmas album back in 2016. The lead single for Golden is called Dancing, and it was released in January, but more recently she released her next single called Stop Me From Falling. Overall, Minogue described this album as synth pop songs fans would expect from her, but her management did hint that there could be a little bit of a country vibe in there based on the time that Minogue spent in Nashville back in 2017. In general, 14 albums is something that anybody and any artist could only hope for, so I'm sure that this one is bound to be equally as amazing. Next up for the week of April 6th is the one and only Cardi B with her album Invasion of Privacy. Since this is her debut studio album, fans are expecting the most from Cardi B and have grown to really love her since she started on Love and Hip Hop New York and then becoming a music icon with her single Bodak Yellow. Earlier this year, she joined the likes of Lorde, Sam Smith, Fetty Wap, and the Chainsmokers after accepting the Best New Artist Award at the iHeartRadio Music Awards. Other songs on Invasion of Privacy include Bartier Cardi featuring 21 Savage and the recently released Be Careful. I know fans of all types of music are really excited to see what Cardi does on Invasion of Privacy, and we really are looking forward to it this Friday. Rounding out April 6th is 30 Seconds to Mars with their upcoming album, America. This is 30 Seconds to Mars' 5th studio album, and it's being released under the record label Interscope. Their lead single is Walk on Water, with the second single being Dangerous Night, which was actually produced by Zedd. Along with that, they kicked off their Monolith tour back in March, and it's really interesting to see what this alt-rock group is going to be doing with electronic music, at least it seems, in the upcoming future. Moving over to April 13th is none other than Tinashe herself, with her upcoming album, Joyride. This is Tinashe's third studio album since the 2016 release of her album, Night Ride. Back in 2015, Tinashe announced that she wanted to create an album called Joyride, and she even made a few songs for it called Super Love, Flame, and Player, which featured Chris Brown. However, none of those songs made the 2016 album or even this year's album. That being said, she does have 3 singles for this album: No Drama, which features Offset, Faded Love, which features Future, and Me So Bad, with French Montana and Ty Dolla $ign. With all the build-up around this album, it is definitely Tinashe's time to shine. Also on May 13th is the release from the electronic pop duo Sophie Tucker and their album Treehouse. Although this is their debut album, they've already had a lot of commercial success. Back in 2017, their hit song Drinky, which was featured on their EP Soft Animals, was actually nominated for a Grammy, and they've already had 2 songs featured on the soundtrack for the FIFA video games. Along with that, their more recent single, Best Friend, was featured in Apple's commercial for the iPhone X. Also, on a personal note, me and my partner got to see Sophie Tucker live at Lollapalooza last year, and they were absolutely incredible. We didn't really know what we were getting ourselves into, but each one of their songs just is so much fun, and it really makes you want to dance. So this is a personal favorite of mine this month, and I really can't wait for it to come out. Last up for April 13th is Gurumul with his album Jari Miri, or Child of the Rainbow. Although this album is nothing like the other albums featured on this list, I thought it was very important to highlight this. The reason being is that I actually learned about Gurumul during my time abroad in Sydney, Australia, where I took a history class based on Aboriginal Australia. Not only was the class interesting, but learning about the culture and the music that comes out of Aboriginal Australians, it was just really great to hear and so different from what I'm used to. That being said, Grandma was an Aboriginal Australian that was born blind and didn't learn Braille or really used a guide dog, but taught himself not only how to sing beautifully, but he taught himself guitar, piano, drums, and even the didgeridoo. Unfortunately, he did pass away last year, but not before finishing this upcoming album, Jody Miri. So it is being released posthumously, and that's even more of a reason to highlight it. Not only is his music incredible, he was also at the time of his death the most commercially successful Aboriginal Australian to release music, and he had fans like Elton John, Sting, and Bjork. So if you're interested in listening to something a little different this month, definitely check him out. Coming up on the week of April 20th is Maya with her upcoming album TKO, or The Knockout. This is Maya's 8th studio album since the release of her Grammy-nominated album Smooth Jones back in 2016. TKO is being released via her own record label, Planet 9, and it's also a way to commemorate the 20th anniversary of her debut album, which was self-titled Maya. Although she's had so much music released since she first started, I will always know Maya from her iconic collaboration with Pink, Christina Aguilera, and Lil' Kim on Lady Marmalade, because that song is a certified bop. With all of that being said, Maya did confirm with thisisrnb.com that TKO would rely heavily on R&B slow jams. So I can't wait for that week to come out and this album to be released so I can sit back, relax, and listen to some good R&B. Next up for April 20th, we have Kimbra and her album Primal Heart. Originally slated for a January 19th release, this album got pushed back to April 20th so that she could make some final touches and tweaks to the album. Primal Heart is Kimbra's 3rd studio album and the first release since her 2014 album, The Golden Echo, which was released shortly after she collaborated with Gautier on Somebody That I Used to Know, which skyrocketed her career to the top of the top 40 charts. Primal Heart includes 12 songs like Everybody Knows, Human, and Top of the World, which is a collaboration between her and Skrillex. For the last week in April, we have April 27th and the release of Dirty Computer by Janelle Monae. Given how big that she's gotten over the last few years, it's surprising that this is only her 3rd studio album since her 2013 release, Electric Lady. However, she did keep herself busy since 2013 by starring in movies like Moonlight and Hidden Figures, which both went on to win many awards. That being said, she didn't shy completely away from music, as she did create the theme song for Netflix's show The Get Down, and collaborating with artist Grimes on their song Venus Fly. That being said, you can hear the singles Django Jane and Make Me Feel on this upcoming album, and needless to say, Janelle Monae is making me so excited with the release of Dirty Computer later this month. Finally, but certainly not least, we have Anne-Marie and her album, Speak Your Mind. This is the upcoming debut album for the English singer-songwriter, and it is being released under Major Tom's and Asylum Records. As you may have heard, her lead single was titled Alarm, and it actually reached the top 40 charts in many countries, and it peaked at number 19 on the UK's singles charts. With 12 different songs on the album, there is a lot to look forward to, including the song Friends, which is a collaboration between her and DJ/producer Marshmello. Having all that in mind, it's definitely clear that she's bound to do some pretty big things within the next few years. Alright everyone, that wraps up today's video and the breakdown of the music being released in April. Before you go, make sure you subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, like this video, and comment down below. Which of these albums are you looking forward to the most? Alright everyone, until the next video, you can follow me at TheBrentWolf on Twitter and Instagram, or on my blog, wanderingwolf.com. Until then, I will see you all next time.